I'm going to practice.
Hello and welcome to game number 1 between Aurora and NGX. SUNSfan here with Cindermeister.
That's right.
If anybody is to inch out an advantage here, it's probably going to be SUNSfan off of... I think Kunkka does a little bit better than Tiny, especially when you hit level 3 and level 5 for the higher levels in Tidebringer. But also just SUNSfan is... His lane mechanics are exceptional.
Nope. Looks like he's going to drop, although gets the Burrow Strike off first, and that's first blood for Yamich.
Nice
The
counterplay
Panto
there.
and Noob will actually survive. Mira
And
drops
Ghost
on the
also
other
kills
side,
Mira.
so SyndereN said it's going to be an easy one for Aurora, and they're off to a 0-2 start.
You know what? Is there anybody that is more universally liked by the community in the pro scene than GH?
No, absolutely not. He's amazing.
So his...
Yeah,
how to
he's
say?
awesome.
There's no polarization. Everybody just thinks GH is a...
Yeah, if you think otherwise, you're a psychopath. As Noob, inside of the Lotus area, gets off the Burrow Strike, but will fall shortly after.
Specifically, like you said, as a core-to-core matchup against a hero like Tiny, if you were expecting that to be carry, then you're investing all of your net worth into how am I going to destroy Tiny in fights. And that's not going to be the Ags most of the time. It's just going to be being tanky and hitting harder consistently. So items like AC or no crits or whatnot.
Kiyotaka, the Ava toss onto the Tinker, back into the arms of Nightfall. Panto gets that one, but...
It's just not reliable enough anymore, I think, to... Because in this game, PA can probably hold her BKB quite long. Because what's going to kill her except the Lifestealer once she gets to a later portion?
GH casually taken out by Kiyotaka. SUNSfan, though, finds a support in the form of Mira. It'll be a trade.
Cool little
Ghost and
interaction there.
now.
The X mark. Oh, hang on. Let's see if Kiyotaka can play his way out of this one.
Yeah, well, Ghost doesn't
Should
do
be
much
able to.
damage, so...
Unless they get another X.
And the Avalanche just for safety measure. We'll get to the high ground.
So the escape act box has a maximum reach. As soon as you move... Armlet BKB, MKB maybe?
Well,
so you have staying power?
I think S and Y you have to get this game, right? Because BKB is not going to do it all with the RP at the ready.
Yeah,
on
he's
the other
queuing
side.
up Radiance, so maybe the Kunkka just doesn't get it then.
Okay.
I'm also okay with that solution, and then SUNSfan will go a different route. I'm curious to see what he's going to buy then. Panto will get
in
spotted.
the trees.
And
Ice Path onto both targets, though.
he's
But
gonna
this
die.
should be inevitable. As Kiyotaka takes out Yamich. Actually, Macropyre is going to go off along with the Global Silence, and looks like the Jakiro and company will have to exit. As one kill for NGX here. They're going to get a second in the form of Mira, so SUNSfan with a double. Now the Avalanche from Kiyotaka. This will be a big, big kill for Aurora if they're able to get it, and they should be able to in a 3 versus 1. So killing spree ended for SUNSfan. But overall, still only a 1K lead for Aurora at the moment.
Oh, nice find here for Nigma Galaxy potentially. They'll find Nightfall bottom. They'll use Global
Silence. Nightfall is dead.
Well
TP's
worth
come
spending
in.
everything on this.
Will they be able to get anyone? GH with the TP. Noob looks to be the sacrifice, but well worth it for NGX.
Without a doubt. I think that was...
Forced out all these TPs as well.
Exactly. You trade Sand King for PA plus, was that 3 TPs? A hero combination you kind of want to try to beat early, or at least in the mid game before PA truly takes off. And if you're also not going to get the Tormentor here, if Aurora make a move, they will.
Oh, RP from Toronto, Tokyo into Nightfall's arm. Panto again takes the kill. We're going to be seeing a lot of supports just casually get a kill just by accident, but they'll take it either way.
Oh, Yamich,
Avalanche onto
nice
Yamich.
toss.
Gets tossed back. Ice Path is there as well. Boat coming in, only hits the one, but this is a really important target. The box saving the Tiny for the time being. Kiyotaka getting saved with the whip as well, and now you can see Nightfall just going ham on the back line. Gets one, and they have so much to work with. Rage forced out from Ghost. Looking for a potential infest target into SUNSfan. They'll get away, but Aurora getting pretty much everything they wanted.
3 kills and a Tormentor. I think BKB is solid, and I think you shouldn't buy Sanjay and Yasha at all this game. I think you just get BKB and then you go for bigger items. Some like true late game value. GH and Kiyotaka, this was not a fair fight.
Casual silencer here, trying to die to the Polywogs, but the toss should finish the job. Kiyotaka with a nice solo kill, and of course Ghost still, oh, he really needs a Sacred Relic. He's so close to finding it, but he's going to find his way to the grave first. Only loses about 200, actually, a lot less than I thought.
But
Very unusual for a core. Mira seems to really run a tight ship here for Aurora.
speaking of,
Speaking of ships, that is a shark ship onto Panto. Is he going to actually survive this? The RP from Toronto Tokyo onto 2. Skewer next to their tier 1 towers. The TPs come in. Global Silence follows suit. GH is the trade. So far, just the support for support. As the Avalanche now from Kiyotaka finds the Tinker as Roche is going to throw him, but Nightfall gets the last hit. That's a big cooldown. Aurora can certainly take advantage. They're going to smoke up and look for a fight immediately. Throw that Aegis for 3 minutes.
This is a 3-man move. Their other 2 heroes are far, far away.
Oh, I think they heard it Infest here. Nope, they're going to go for Noob on the Sand King. Feels like we've seen this a time or two this game. Oh, they gets to the high ground. The Sumail is waiting for them as well. Ghost Ship is coming. Noob, he's going to eventually tick out. Oh, did I say that? RP onto 2 in a very awkward spot in the corner. And that is going to lead to a double kill for Nightfall. And Sumail now surrounded by enemies. Gets off the Blade Mail, but it's just a matter of time. Attempts to TP, but they have plenty of ways to cancel that. Kiyotaka gets credit for another. So 3-0. Aurora favored again.
He actually died to the Yules. He got
really?
Yuled at like 10 or 15% health, but the rum was ticking while he was in the air,
yeah.
so he died from the landing damage. Tier 2 towers, I would still imagine, are within their grasp, at least one of them with this Aegis. But let's see if the high ground is on the cards here. Considering how Nightfall is sticking around this mid area as much as he is, it does feel like that's the plan, that they want to find any sort of pick-off here and then just go for the base. And there's the smoke. Bringing
Scepter.
Tokyo into it.
Yeah, Kiyotaka toss back onto Sumail, gets off the Shivas. Getting clipped by the Ice Path. Gets the Tidal Wave onto Tiny. Now the open wounds from Ghost are going to try to apply as much pressure to the Tiny as possible, but yeah, the Global Silence, and now the fight has changed places. Nightfall, nobody wants to deal with him because he has that Aegis. Toronto Tokyo, the beautiful skewer with the Avatos to follow. Epicenter a little bit late, and now the BKBs come out. Panto, the lone casualty for Aurora, as GH gets deleted. Noob currently infested, currently tossed, and soon to be currently dead. Nightfall gonna clean this up. RP just for the Lifestealer. Does not have Infest to work with, so this should very well be a team wipe. Trying to give it to Nightfall, but Kiyotaka takes it with the toss. 5-for-1, and guess what? Aegis still there.
Yeah, they have the glyph here to wipe out the wave. Oh, wow, okay. Our Aurora actually is going to fold back. No, it's just the Tiny going back. I'm a little bit surprised to send Tiny back to defend out of all heroes here because he does pose quite a bit of building threat. I suppose he doesn't have his shard. So, okay. They don't even get the tower. I'm
That's
surprised.
surprising. I mean, the death timers are a bit low as well at the moment.
Aurora's DNA is more of, all right, guys, we're owning them. Let's try to finish the game. And that's what's costing them games sometimes.
Yep.
And it's also what's making their average game time short sometimes is that, well, they
horn tossed into the RP, and the damage from Nightfall, it is enough. Thought he was going to get the Infest off, but not happening. 50 seconds of no Lifestealer, 5v4.
The wave mid on the way, and this time there's no glyph.
And this time they have Mr. Tiny with the damage rune as well. And they're going to find a Tinker on the way. And this should be Elena Rax at the very least. You're right, Kiyotaka's still without the shard. It's a bit awkward, I guess.
It's kind of standard for mid Tiny, though, right? Like, is it worth spending 1,400 on that? Maybe sometimes. All right, first lane of the game. They can't get more, but the 2 tier 2s on the side lanes are still up.
Now we have a counter smoke from Aurora. Okay, Roche has landed.
I mean, this is very telegraphed, right? From the side of Nigma Galaxy. Aurora knew this was going to be an attempt. They're not showing anyone mid. The wave is pushing through the...
And another smoke from NGX as Toronto Tokyo. Ooh, actually had a good opportunity there, but they have the toss back onto 2 with the Avalanche. And now the fight's a bit segregated. Global Silence goes off as Ghost in a battle against Kiyotaka, just kiting, waiting out the Global Silence. Now the Avalanche comes in. Nightfall deletes Yamich. There's the skewer onto 2 with the RP to follow. Wheel of Wonder, why not? 3 dead for NGX. Noob, Epicenter is not even going to be cast. GG's called. Aurora dominating game number 1.
Yeah. I mean, that was... I'm not going to say this one was always going to be easy, because I don't think so necessarily, but I think this was most of the time going to be easy for Aurora. A little bit of a shame that this draft ended up being this one-sided, in my opinion, because I think Nigma Galaxy didn't really get a chance to show.
A Sumail classic.
That is a Sumail classic. He's almost always owns the lane on Leshrac, I will say that much. Oh, the Centaur. I like that pick a lot. What do you guys think of that? The last two picks, the Leshrac, the Centaur, thoughts?
And overall, I think their lanes are going to be fine. My big question is, how are they planning to kill Nightfall's Medusa when it has Stampede backing it up? That's my biggest question mark here for the side of Nigma Galaxy.
Yep, I would agree with that, SyndereN.
Nope. Could get slept here.
He will get slept
here.
He will be slept-walked.
Could get shackled here.
He is dead.
They skilled Ethershock. They don't need shackle.
Panto will take it. On the other side, Sumail gets the kill on Kiyotaka, not in time for the first blood, but still nice for Sumail. Still, this is a pretty tanky boy.
Lesh can solo him 100-0 if he doesn't hit the stomp.
Oh, stops for a little casual right click, and that's where Sumail's Diabolic Edict can really go to town. And that's going to be an easy cleanup for Sumail and company. Meanwhile, bottom lane, actually getting the mana a bit low onto Nightfall. Going to take an Infernal Blade for his troubles, but Mira has come to play with the Hex, and Panto, coming from the east, should secure this kill onto Noob. And Nightfall dodging the power shot.
Don't you just love when the carry buys 2 nulls? Sort of information that you can get away with it. And of course, the Stampede can be problematic.
They find a Nightmare, though. Noob in a lot of trouble. TP's coming for him, or coming for help, but he is stuck inside a bunch of Serpent Wards, and the Echo Stomp not going to really assist too much. So easy kill for Mira and company.
Centaur with Stampede. Maybe the overall idea is we want to skirmish you, and we want to be able to catch you all over the map and have constant threat. Of course, travels are good for that, but he has nothing obvious to travel on. There's no like summons hero or something that can enable it. The next level play here would be Toronto Tokyo buying Helm of the Dominator. Then I'm on board.
Kiyotaka spending most of his mana to catch up to GH. Will get the kill as Noob comes in with the help of Yamich, but the Stampede try to get away, but the Focus Fire looks to be too much. And that's going to be a 1-for-1, but the Fiend's Grip from the other side. And that is a dead Doom. Still, I think, has yet to use his ultimate this game.
Yep.
2-for-1 advantage Aurora. Sumail and Ghost on the high ground.
I just realized GH is level 5.
Yeah, that's true. 15 minutes in. Panto, he's going to take the brunt of the damage here. That's going to be a quick kill for NGX, but the zip in from Kiyotaka onto Sumail, but the shackle onto 2. That is a dead Storm Spirit. Kiyotaka taken out as Yamich. They're going to try to go onto Toronto Tokyo. He's got that Blade Mail and Vanguard, so very tanky indeed. Looks like they might be able to finish him off, and on the other side, Sumail versus Nightfall, they're both going to exit. And that power shot finishes off Toronto Tokyo, and now the Rasta in peril, but Mira on the cover of the Tier 2 will survive. Yamich has to go to the west here. He's going to find a shackle.
Life is peaceful there.
And this will be a cleanup for Aurora, but they lost a lot here. Noob's going to force a TP out. Kiyotaka will show himself. He still wants to get that Doom off, but yeah, that's difficult. I mean, maybe that's why he got Boots of Travel. He can just walk away, SyndereN, from Doom.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to zip in, but they get the Atos into the split earth, and there's the Doom. The Boots of Travel not fast enough.
That's why Boots of Travel, because when he respawns now, he can get out to the wave faster.
Yeah, probably.
I guess he just didn't realize Sumail has Atos when he made that move. It looked like he was jumping in, and he was going to Vortex, and then he was going to jump again. Just got Atos in between. Smart. Make a move of their own. I think this is a pretty good move in terms of how unexpected it is. You just disengaged bottom. Your Dusa has just been showing Manta Illusions top. So there's a decent chance that Nigma Galaxy do not anticipate an invasion, but unfortunately for the side of Aurora, Nigma were trying to go for a move of their own to kill Medusa. So both teams are going to miss each other. Unless oh my god, he almost killed himself with that TP. That is really lucky. If he TP'd 1 second earlier, they would have seen the ring, and they would have camped him and killed him.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Game of seconds sometimes. Well, that's going to be an opening
initiation
somewhere else.
onto GH. Yamich is here, though. Going to get shackled for the time being, but they want Sumail. Gets slept into the hoof stomp with the Gorgon's Grasp from Nightfall. Pops the Bloodstone for Sumail, healing up a decent amount. This is going to be close. Looks like he will fall to the Stampede, and now another full duration shackle from Mira. This time on to Noob. Pops the Essence Ring, but I'm not sure if they want to focus him because the Morphling is the one nightmared. Will get out of it, though, into the waveform. They're going to focus down the Doom to start things out. A beautiful shackle onto 2 from Yamich. Only biding a little bit of time. It's just too tanky on this Centaur. Can barely put a dent in them. Mira even lives. 0 casualties for Aurora.
Valiant effort there from Ghost as an alternative build path. Obviously, you can't get both of those items at the cost of a Bloodstone, but you can get either of them. I don't know.
Top tower is under attack.
It's a bit deceptive.
I think it's good if you're off to a good start,
Yeah.
which I would argue that they're not off to the best. Stone Gaze from Nightfall going to buy some time for Panto to come in to get Split Earth, and will drop immediately. Is Nightfall now on the run with the Stampede. He'll get out of dodge. See how much they can get out of this Aegis on to Ghost.
Mira did not complete the
spotted.
TP, and now he's under a ward. So he should just be 100% dead here. Even if he gets a blink off, he still can't disengage fully. He just spotted by Spirit. He is toast. Easy kill for Ghost here.
And now he's going to say there's a ward here, and we can see that that ward is expiring soon. So even if they try to deward, not going to be too great for the side of Aurora.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I feel like Noob has not gotten off a nice initiation with the Doom yet.
How many Dooms have been cast this game?
I think 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Under attack.
Kiyotaka forcing out some abilities here. Yamich has to be careful. He's just dead. Assassinated. As Ghost, okay, that was a bait. And there's the Doom, and there's the death. Stampede a little bit too late. Wouldn't matter because of the stun lock anyway.
And ironically, I don't think that Doom mattered. I think he was dead anyway.
Yeah.
I think he was out of mana, basically being burned out from the Morphling Diffusal Blade, and then the Infernal Blade stun was...
Yeah, take a picture of this inventory and post it on Reddit. As Panto is going to be found in the trees. Sumail going to miss the Split Earth, but the Pulse Nova doing its work.
Okay.
Nice kill for NGX to follow up on the kill onto Kiyotaka.
The Leshrac Shard this game is really good against Medusa. Managed to escape. Kiyotaka, long zip.
Yep, Mira's there as well to follow up, but GH Force Staff, Noob survives, and now that's a wasted Serpent. Wards as Sumail goes in really deep. They're going to get the Rasta at the very least. The drums are there for extra movement speed as well, but don't think they're going to find anything off the back end now. Still a couple minutes away from the earliest spawn that Roche could appear.
And if this goes south for Aurora, they can just all look at Kiyotaka together and just point at him. And then this is probably good for morale because Toronto, Tokyo, and Nightfall will be on the same team in that debate. Can find a common enemy.
That's true. For one
Stampede
initiation, they're going to take out the Windrunner to start. There's the Nullifier being put to good use from Kiyotaka.
Oh, he's chasing for
nice Split Earth. Beautifully done. They had the follow-up stuns as well, and another death for Kiyotaka. Boots of Travel wasn't enough for... I'm going to have to... I can't help myself every time he dies.
That was a 6 stun, though.
Yeah,
just flat out full prediction. Sumail was anticipating that Kiyotaka was going to zip another time. I'm trying to think if I have ever seen 3 of these 4 items in the same inventory on a hero in any game, including pubs. Lincoln's, Nullifier, Travel,
I'm sure if you go into the pub archives, it exists somewhere.
Of course.
But it's going to be quite a different rank.
Yeah. All right,
Serpent Wars placed, and that's going to be easy money.
Easy money. Oh, Sumail's on the hunt here. He's got a haste rune.
Very fast. Atos to open things up. Gale Force as well. Mira is super. That a nice shackle.
What?
Completely ignores every tree and goes for the Snake Lady instead. But you see the Fiend's Grip onto Sumail. Noob on his way to try to clean up the Bane. They'll do so successfully, and Sumail will walk away. So 2 dead for Aurora, and there's the Doom. But see the Stampede giving a little bit of space, but the Atos going to hold him in place with the Split Earth to follow. Kiyotaka using that Nullifier to take out the Windrunner, but the Toronto Tokyo is already super low. Double kill for Sumail. They're going to get the Medusa on top of all that. That's 80 seconds of no Nightfall. Kiyotaka, your Boots of Travel are enough to get away just this once. 4 dead.
Shout out to Boots of Travel.
And now NGX in the base of Aurora.
Radiant structures
And Morphling can push really fast. Has to be a bit careful, though, with the HP department. Maybe the color scheme is important to keep in mind here.
Big lead for Nigma, though.
Yeah,
14K. Ghost has a 4-minute Aegis and a banner. Okay, now we can actually reference that game for real, though, the Liquid game, where Nigma Galaxy were hesitant to go higher ground. Have they learned from that game?
Gonna have to hold that thought. Sumail is the one taking most of the initiation damage. It's Toronto Tokyo as well, but the focus fire is enough to take out Panther to start things out. Sumail staying alive, but not long enough.
He's doomed on Storm.
Doom on
He's
Storm,
dead.
has the boots of travel to try to get away. Not gonna use the TP, though.
Can't help
And
yourself.
Nightfall trying to right-click
out
this
of mana
Morphling
now.
inside of the Serpent Ward, but this
That's
is
a
an
good stomp.
Aegis carrier. And they might use life number 1, but this is going to cost Aurora heavily. A nice, beautiful shackle onto 2. GH with the Echo Stomp to follow, which is extremely good against Medusas. Ghost will clean them up very easily, and they're just going to town in Aurora's base. That's a buyback onto the roster. They have 1 on the Centaur as well, but your buildings shall fall.
It's actually game over if they go for Throne.
Yeah, they're going to try it. The Hex is there for Mira. And again, they do have the Centaur buyback, so they could go for this 3 versus 4 since Sumail did drop, but the tier 4s are falling so fast. Noob goes in with the Blink Dagger, but Toronto Tokyo is there to try to save the day. Unfortunately for them, they have lost Mira. Now the Echo Stomp to slow things out as the buildings continuing to fall. Ancient exposed for Ghost. He's just objective-based gaming. And Toronto Tokyo, 1 more sleep for the road. And I think I can confidently say Boots of Travel, Nullifier Storm, 0% win rate in Pro Dota.
Yeah, the worst thing about this, now we don't get to ask, you know?
Yeah.
The winner interview, of course, if there is one, would be with Nigma Galaxy after they take game 2. Good for them. Like, getting a draw here, I think, is a nice result. I would say in terms of my power rankings going in, this would be a series that I'd say a 2-0 for Aurora would be the expected result. So a 1-1 here for Nigma Galaxy, not bad. And